Hey, welcome to Guitar Paths. This is quick start number 2. We are trying to just get you playing music with some easy concepts right out of the gate. And this one, we're going to just look at a couple cool patterns that you can just start playing and having fun with. So let's get to it. Enjoy. Hey, before the lesson starts, just want to let you know we got a 14-day free trial at guitarpaths.com. Think you're going to dig it. A lot of cool guitar fun on there. Check the description below, and back to the lesson. Okay, our first little pattern we're going to do is we're going to press down on the 4th string, 6, 5, 4, on the 2nd fret. And then we're also going to play, so there's that note, we're also going to play the open 5th string. You know, so it's this guy. We're going to hit 5 and 4 together. Just try to get a good sound like that. If your finger hurts, take a little break. But that is a cool sounding thing. Just gotta get used to that. Your picking hand, you know, you really want to get used to hitting those 2 strings. Don't go, we'll talk about that later, but together. They gotta sound together like a one sound. And that's cool. That's an A. That's actually an A power chord, an open power chord. And you can do any rhythm. You know, I can rock it out. Sounds really good on electric guitar. You know, I can put my palm, you know, we don't want to talk too much about this, but I can kind of rest it on the strings and tighten it up. That's something to kind of just experiment with. I'm kind of hitting this side of my palm as I'm picking. And it kind of muffles it, kind of gives it a cool little tight sound, especially on electric. It gives you a little more control. Don't worry too much about that, just let's get the sounds, but those are things to kind of work on a little bit. Visit that later. But let's look at this pattern that we have. We're going to keep this finger on the 4th string, and we're going to move it to the 4th fret in between the dots, my 2 dots here, and still do and you're strumming the same 2 strings, 5 and 4. So I start with that one. That's my root, my starting point. And I'll also go now to my 1 fret to my 5th fret here. Back to the 4 and the 1. That is just cool stuff you can make own little songs up with, right? So, but just get used to continuously strumming, hitting these 2 clean without hitting the other strings. And I'm just I'm lightly, you know, I'm not pressing down the whole way. You can lift up slightly, but keep your finger on the string when you're moving. Lift up a little and then bring it to the location, press it back down. My whole hand is coming with it. You know, my thumb and my finger are right there to help, your thumb's there to help squeeze. So, maybe this is just a good little start, but feel free to do what you want. Maybe start down here. You get real good. You can try all these different rhythms out. But that's our pattern, and we're going to call that the A pattern. So good news, we're going to do a D pattern and an E pattern. So 2 more, but it's the same pattern. They're just on different strings. So my first finger is going to be on the 3rd string, and still on the 2nd fret. So it's the same exact thing, except for we're gonna hit the open 4th string with that fretted 3rd string. And that's my D, a D power chord. And we can do the same exact pattern. Go to the 4th fret, 5th fret, maybe back to the 4th. Just get to know it. You don't have to strum it exactly the way I'm doing it. Just do your own thing. Just so you know these locations and to hit those strings. Make your own songs. Pretty cool. So that's D. You can hop back and forth with A and D. Right? Make up your own stuff. That's pretty cool. E is right over here. We're going to press down on the 5th string, 2nd fret. Remember to get behind those frets, not on top of it, just behind it. and you're hitting the open 6, which is an E. The open strings for each of these, A, D, and this is E. The open string is the root note, what we call it. And do the same pattern. Really get raunchy with the E. So that is very cool. So now you know 3 patterns, A, D, E. So just get really used to that and make up music. And then try another one. So now that we have these patterns, I just want to give you a couple ideas. Again, moving around, you can, and jumping from one to the other, get used to, just kind of think of something. That's a cool groove. And I'll do the same thing. I'll go to D now. I can do the same move, or you can always mix it up. Maybe I'll go to E and do something different. Trying to play with dynamics and different rhythms and just kind of, you know, these are simple things that work, so then it's all about now thinking of how to come up with different rhythms and different sounds. And they all sound pretty cool. You can do single notes or hang on something. You can just do these guys. There's an A and a D and an E. You're already strumming the song with that. But you can make it fancier by D. So just some ideas. Another quick thing you can do is do the separate strings. Like I'm going to do A here, 4, and excuse me, 5 and 4. That's a cool little effect. E. So that's a neat thing. Great practice with picking as we're getting started with all this. So just some fun things to try and mess around with right out of the gate. And also you can, you know, I started real quick here with A. I did 5 and 4. Do a 4 and 5. That sounds really cool. You know, make your own song up. Maybe it'll go to D. It's a little tricky jumping these strings, but this is great practice and it sounds cool. Direction. I can do 4 and 5 picking, and then when I go to E, do the opposite. Do the open string, the 6 and 5. You know, you can kind of break it up and you get different sounds. These are all just simple little ideas to just kind of play around with these patterns. So mix them up. Get quiet, get loud. Hey, thanks for checking out the lesson. If you liked it, hit the subscribe button. We'll have a lot more content on there. And don't forget about that 14-day free trial at the GuitarPass.com site. Think you're going to dig it. Check it all out in the description. See you next time.